There was a time when humans weren't the rulers of the planet. Long before cities, smartphones, and massive civilizations, the Earth was filled with different human species fighting to survive brutal winters, giant predators, starvation, and each other. And here's the creepy part. Some of those ancient humans may have been far more terrifying than people imagine today. Not just stronger or faster, but colder, smarter, and unbelievably efficient hunters. The answer to which species was the most terrifying doesn't just reveal the past. It changes the way humanity sees itself forever. For thousands of years, survival wasn't about kindness. It was about who could hunt better, track faster, and endure more pain. Some anthropologists believe certain ancient human species developed hunting behaviors so aggressive that other groups may have feared them the same way modern humans fear apex predators. Imagine walking through freezing valleys at night, hearing coordinated footsteps in the dark, knowing another human group was following your tribe for days without making a sound. Creepy, right? Researchers studying prehistoric hunting patterns discovered evidence suggesting some early humans used strategy instead of pure strength. In caves across Europe and Asia, scientists found signs of organized hunts involving fire control, stone weapons, ambush tactics, and even endurance tracking, where hunters would slowly exhaust prey over hours until it collapsed. In 2015, researchers discussing persistence hunting explained how ancient humans could chase animals for extreme distances under deadly conditions. And honestly, that changes everything. Because if humans could hunt animals that efficiently, what stopped them from hunting each other too? The terrifying part wasn't only violence. It was adaptability. Some human species survived ice ages, food shortages, disease, and brutal migrations that wiped out entire populations. Scientists studying extinct human relatives noticed something disturbing. The groups that survived weren't always the biggest or strongest. They were often the ones capable of cooperation, planning, and emotional control during extreme stress. In simple words, they could stay calm while others panicked. And in a savage world, that was a deadly advantage. There's also evidence that ancient human groups competed directly for land, caves, food, and water. In places like prehistoric Europe, archaeologists uncovered fractured bones, weapon injuries, and signs of violent encounters between human populations. Some researchers even debate whether certain groups practiced cannibalism during desperate times. In 1999, studies of ancient cave remains in Spain revealed human bones carrying marks similar to butchered animals. That discovery shocked researchers because it suggested survival could push humans into unimaginable brutality. And if fear shaped human evolution back then, what kind of world created creatures capable of surviving it? Ancient Earth was not a peaceful place. Temperatures could suddenly collapse, entire animal populations disappeared, and one bad winter could erase a whole tribe forever. Early humans lived surrounded by predators like giant hyenas, saber-toothed cats, cave bears, and massive wolves. Every single day was a survival test. A simple injury, an infected cut, or losing access to fire could mean death within days. That brutal environment shaped the human mind in ways people rarely stop to think about today. Anthropologists often explain that extreme environments create extreme behavior. When resources become scarce, survival instincts grow stronger than empathy. In studies about human evolution and environmental pressure, researchers found that cooperation and cruelty sometimes evolved side by side. That sounds disturbing, but it makes sense when you think about it. Imagine two starving groups discovering the same shelter during an ice storm. Who survives? The kindest group, or the most organized and ruthless one? Questions like that are exactly why scientists still debate which ancient human species was truly the most terrifying. For a long time, people imagined prehistoric humans as simple cave dwellers swinging rocks around without much thought. But the evidence hidden inside caves tells a completely different story. Archaeologists discovered carefully crafted weapons, burial rituals, organized shelters, and even signs of symbolic thinking dating back tens of thousands of years. In caves across France, Spain, and Siberia, researchers found remains showing that ancient humans understood teamwork, planning, and survival psychology far better than most people expect. These weren't mindless creatures. They were intelligent survivors living in a nightmare world. The bones themselves reveal even darker clues. Scientists found skull fractures, spear wounds, and healed injuries, proving ancient humans regularly survived violent encounters. Some skeletons show signs of repeated trauma, meaning conflict wasn't rare, it was part of life. In 2012, anthropologists studying Neanderthal remains compared their injury patterns to modern rodeo athletes, which sounds almost unreal until you realize how dangerous daily survival truly was. And buried deep inside those caves is a terrifying possibility. Maybe the deadliest weapon ancient humans ever developed wasn't strength, but intelligence combined with desperation. Here's where the story becomes deeply unsettling. Some researchers believe the most terrifying human species may not have been the physically strongest at all. Instead, it may have been the group most capable of adapting under pressure. The ones who could learn faster, cooperate better, communicate more clearly, and make brutal decisions without hesitation when survival demanded it. In evolutionary studies, scientists often point out that intelligence is one of nature's most powerful survival tools. But intelligence without empathy can become something frightening very quickly. In fact, several anthropologists argue that the same traits that helped humans build civilizations, planning, emotional control, long-term thinking, and strategic cooperation, may also have made ancient humans extraordinarily dangerous. In 1976, evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins popularized discussions about survival-driven behavior in ways that changed how many people viewed evolution itself. And honestly, that leaves a disturbing question hanging in the air. If adaptability and emotional detachment helped one human species outlast all the others, then are those same traits still shaping humanity today, hidden beneath modern society and civilized behavior? The most terrifying human species may not have disappeared at all. That's the uncomfortable truth hiding beneath this entire story. The traits that allowed one group of humans to survive ice ages, predators, famine, and endless conflict are still present today. Intelligence, adaptability, emotional control, cooperation, and, when necessary, ruthless survival instincts. Humanity didn't rise to the top because the world was fair. It rose because it learned how to survive a world that was unbelievably brutal. And maybe that's why ancient human history feels so unsettling when people truly study it. The caves, the bones, the hunting strategies, the evidence of conflict, they reveal something deeper than simple violence. They reveal how thin the line really is between civilization and survival. Modern life feels safe most of the time, but beneath skyscrapers, technology, and social rules, the ancient survival brain still exists. It's still there in fear, competition, tribal thinking, and the instinct to protect one's own group at all costs. That's why the question matters so much. Because once people understand what ancient humans were truly capable of, they begin to see humanity differently. Not as fragile creatures who accidentally conquered the earth, but as survivors shaped by one of the harshest evolutionary journeys imaginable. And the more scientists uncover inside forgotten caves and ancient DNA, the clearer one disturbing possibility becomes. The most terrifying species in human history may have been the one staring back from the mirror all along.